So today's video is a synopsis of the most popular exercises that I use for vestibular adaptation, which are appropriate for patients with vestibular hypofunction, meaning one inner ear nerve is weak in comparison to the other. This is useful for conditions like acoustic neuroma, vestibular neuritis, labyrinthitis, or even stable Meniere's disease, anything that would cause weakness of one side. So these exercises are going to be advanced in that we have progressed to walking. Walking provides more of a challenge to the inner ear versus being seated or steady, and when most people have symptoms, it is during locomotion or movement, not necessarily in seated. And the progression that I take patients through is seated, standing, unsteady surface, walking, and then finally outdoors. So I am assuming with advanced exercises that you have already advanced through those stages. You have achieved your 60 seconds in each exercise and up to that 240 beats per minute that you may have heard me talk about in other videos. If you haven't, on a metronome, your goal of head movement with these vestibular adaptation exercises is to get to 240 beats per minute. So on a metronome, it sounds like this. Bum, 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 bum. So if you have achieved that 240 beats per minute at 60 seconds with each exercise in those stages of seated, standing, unsteady surface, now we are advancing to walking. So start with VOR near. So what you're gonna do is take a tongue depressor or a small item like the cap of a pen, and you're going to start to get that back, forth, back, forth, back, forth motion. Once you feel you have that, you're going to advance that to walking. So you'll start in the back of your hallway, get your head moving to that bump, 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 and then start your walking. And now you're going to repeat 60 seconds left and right. After any dizziness subsides, you'll repeat that up and down. So with walking, up, down, up, down, up, down, trying to walk and get to that normal speed. So VOR 1 is the first exercise. Now VOR times 2 is the second exercise. So this pen here is going to move the opposite direction that your head is moving. So in stationary, it looks like this: back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Of note, that is about 80 to 120 beats per minute at the max speed. So it's half of the first. So on a metronome, it sounds like this: up, 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 back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. So let's see if you could advance that to walking. And again, it would be 60 seconds left and right and 60 seconds up and down. And this is what that looks like. So opposite, I get the motion, and then I advance to walking. Now you would also do that up, down, up, down, up, down. And you'll notice that I'm moving opposite with those motions. My head and hand move opposite. And you'll notice my eyes stay on it, but it is a very small motion. So the next adaptation exercise is VOR FAR. So you're going to pick a target in the distance. I have a Post-it note with a letter on it there. You can make that distance any that you want to make functional. It could be 30 yards away, it could be 50 feet away, it could be 10 feet away. Don't be afraid of challenging yourself with different distances as you walk. Again, 60 seconds left and right, 60 seconds up and down. Looks like this. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. When I turn around, I'm gonna find a new target and do my back and forth. And then after any dizziness has subsided, I will then continue with up, down as I walk. Last adaptation exercise is gaze stability. I have this letter chart printed out, and also I will do you a favor, and in the comments below, I'm going to put my gaze stability or adaptation exercise progression chart in the comments below, and this letter chart is included in that free download. So go ahead and make sure you grab yours to do these exercises. So we are going to advance this one to walking as well. And why would we want to do that? It's very functional, actually. When we are checking our watch while we're walking, reading our phone while we're walking, we're constantly trying to stabilize our eyes while doing tasks like walking and reading. So this is actually pretty useful. So get that 240 beats per minute, so get the head moving, and then you'll read one letter at a time. So A, K, O, P, T, H. In walking, it looks like this: Q, W, C, F, Y, B. You'll do that about 60 seconds, which is that full page. Now, if you have worked with me and you have any motion sickness at all, so if you have visually induced vertigo, I want to include these exercises because they're super popular with what I prescribe. The first we're going to do, I call it the tick-tock or VOR cancellation. So in standing, if you have your metronome, it's about 50 to 60 beats per minute, and it is everything moves together. So it's tick-tock, tick-tock. Now the purpose of this is to ignore the background movement, focus on your feet, and realize what your body is doing and how much control and balance you have over your body. In walking, it looks a little funny, but you are going to try to advance that in walking. Again, 60 seconds long, looks like this. Everything moves together. Back and forth, up and down the hallway, 60 seconds if you can tolerate. Just make sure after you're done, you wait for any dizziness to dissipate, ground yourself, and then proceed to the next exercise. Last exercise that we're gonna do today, just because it's so popular, is eye tracking. I commonly use this, again, for 3PD, motion sickness, vestibular migraine, and concussion. The whole purpose is to ground yourself and not let your balance veer even though your eyes are moving. So if you have anything like a visual vertigo, we are decreasing your visual dependence by making sure our balance and body do what we want even though our eyes are moving. So the head stays still, your eyes track a moving target, and we are going to try to progress that one to walking. Looks like this. So I'm keeping a straight path, ignoring my background, and moving my eyes, following that pen. Okay, and also we're doing 10 diagonal each direction and trying to keep that straight path as we walk. So that is an overall complete home exercise program, my most popular exercises that I prescribed, and we advance them to walking so we get more of a challenge for our vestibular system, which is much more functional and realistic to what causes symptoms in your day-to-day. So hopefully you found that helpful. Leave any comments below if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week. And if you have not already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of the new weekly content that I'll be dropping every Tuesday.